Good afternoon. You are joining me on an absolutely glorious hill and a glorious day in South Wales, and I'm sat on a very solid wooden bench, which I think has got possibly a bit of an interesting story behind it, or certainly the collection of benches you'll find across South Wales. So this video is going to be a bit about that, and it's also going to ask for your help if you live in this part of South Wales to help me find the rest of these benches. As anyone who's watched my channel would know, I've walked most of South Wales. I've walked the hills, the valleys, I've done lots of videos. I've done my own 91-mile walk across South Wales called the Buzzard Way, and throughout all this period over the years I've come across a few benches exactly like this one, and I haven't really given them a great deal of thought, but the more I've noticed them, the more I've realised just how many there must be of these benches and just what beautiful locations they are located in. So the idea is the benches are all numbered and they've all got the same three-letter initials on them, CEN, which looks like it's been put on with drawing pins, and the numbers are nice little metal numbers as well. So I googled CEN benches, I tried searching locally to try and find out where they come from, who put them here. I thought maybe it was a council thing or something to do with that, but I could not find anything online. And then last week I was actually sat on this bench trying to record a short video, and a bloke comes up and he's feeding the fish. So I get a bit nervous around people. I don't like filming in front of people, so I waited a while and I moved on to a different bench next to the comms tabs, which we'll pop to visit in a minute. Anyway, I started reading the video, and eventually the same bloke wanders up to take in the sunset from up there as well. So I got chatting to him. He lives in Newbridge. He'd been around South Wales as well, the same as me, done a lot of local walking, and towards the end of our conversation I just happened to mention, like, do you know anything about these benches? And amazingly he did. Apparently there's a bloke called Kenneth, spelled the Welsh way, which starts with CEN, who him and his wife do a lot of walking across South Wales, and apparently whenever they see a lovely spot where it'd be nice for a bench, he has just installed these amazingly robust benches. And he must have been doing it for quite a few years, because I've lived in this part of South Wales now for 6 or 7 years, and they've always been around for as long as I've been walking in this area. And there's a lot of them. I don't know exactly how many, but I've seen numbered up to 186, and I've only known the locations about 20 of them. So these are some really spectacular benches and amazing locations, and it seems to me, or from what I found out so far, that they were put there by one person, possibly with some help from some other people, in terms of getting some of these big solid lumps of wood up to the hill and putting them down. So this is the same hill. This is bench 115, and the views from up here are absolutely spectacular. So Pen of Ancorn, Cribben, the Central Brecon Beacons, whole sweep west and east. I think I can even see possibly the Sugarloaf from up here as well. Amazing location, and another great place for quite a small bench. Some of the benches he's installed are really substantial, it's quite a small one, but another wonderful location. So I know of a few benches just up on this hill. There's one just on the edge of the road further down, and there's one at the end which is really spectacular with views down to the sea. And I assume there must be more around here as well, because we're not too far from Newbridge, which is where where Ken is based apparently. So yeah, another wonderful location. We're going to head now to the edge of this hill and take in the sea views from the third bench of this little outing, and I'll talk you through some of the ones I've found so far and give you an idea of geographically how far the ones I've discovered so far are spread out across this part of South Wales. So this is the amazing view from bench 171 on the southernmost point of Mynydda. I think it's one of the best viewing points in South Wales. So sweeping from left you have Newport, Mynydda down in front, then over there you've got Cardiff, Flatholme, Steephome, the ridgeways, the hills, just absolutely amazing. You can see right over to Garth Mountain above Cardiff. There is one other bench which I think competes with this, which is the bench opposite on Mynyddoch Macen. There is a long bench on that hill, and that also has amazing views because you don't have Mynyddoch Macen in the way because you're on Mynyddoch Macen. But what a stunning location for a bench. And this is high up and it's in the wilderness, so fair play to get the bench installed in this area. Must have taken quite a bit of effort. Now 171, obviously quite a high number, so it seems quite new, in really, really good condition. And even the old ones have lasted really well, but you can see there's a lot more sign of wear on the older ones. So I don't know how long it's taken them to get to 171. And like I said, I found up to 186, but yeah, this is the third one and the final one, this little walk, although I'm going to go back a slightly different way, so who knows if there'll be another one on this trail, because there's obviously perhaps 150 I've not found and don't know where they are. So if you live in South Wales, especially if you're in the kind of Caerphilly, Newport area, if you know where any of these benches are, let me know, because I found them fairly dispersed geographically. So the other day I found one on Sudbrook Point, so right by the Bristol Channel, the Severn Estuary, and right next to the new Severn Bridge. So I was not expecting to find one that far down, but love the little bench, great views as always. I know there's one on Mynyddoch Macen, there's several up the ridgeway from Mynyddoch Macen onwards towards where I live, so there's 2 or 3 more up there as well. I've heard there's a couple in Newbridge, Abercarn, there's a few on the Monmouth and Brecon Canal, the Crumlin Arm. I found a couple down there as well. So I'm charting all this on the website, thewalkingcab.co.uk. So I'm going to put in there Google Map locations, and I've got a custom Google Map with all of the benches I've found so far, pinned with the number of the bench and some photos showing you what the area is like and some of the views. So yeah, this is going to be my long-term project now, but realistically, I'm not going to find them all without some help. So if I've got any viewers in South Wales and you know where any of these benches are, do let me know. I'll go and check them out and I'll add them to the map and to the website. And who knows, I might make a video showing some of the better ones. And I'm also wanting to plan some walks taking in some of the best benches. So this is on I think a 14-mile walk I've devised, which takes in a number of benches on this ridgeway and the ridgeway opposite. So hopefully I'll get that done over the summer or autumn at some point. But yeah, really interesting benches and some of the best views in South Wales and the best locations. So I'm sure I've missed some really, really good ones. So do let me know if you know where they are. Anyway, if you want to see my further adventures, whether it's walking, wild camping, general gear views and stuff, do subscribe to the channel. And if this video is interesting to you, drop it a like, and that'll help out with the channel and the growth and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I appreciate if you made it to the end of the video, because not many people do, so huge thanks and well done on your endurance. Obviously I've spliced in some footage of me sitting on some of these benches, and some of that was taken on the Buzzard Way, which is my 19-mile walk of South Wales. So if you're interested in a long trek that's completely devised by myself, then do go and check that out. It's on its own little playlist. Anyway, huge thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.